everything without offending. So now my mouth is in the jailhouse with cases pending. First Amendment, you replaced it, rigged it, dumbed it down. It's not an option. Some of it I understand. Took power from me.
In today's video, we're going to do something a little bit different. I polled the nation. I asked the question, and this, kind of went out to my YouTube community in the community tab. It also went out to the Twitter community, and I posed the question, would you return to Verizon if they, and then I filled in the blank. I did a few different polls. All right, one of the ones that I did was, would you go back if you left due to customer care issues? And another one involving, network access, like 5G Ultrawide included in plans. And another was just overall network experience if it improved. I took the major things that people loudly have been complaining about, and I made that hypothetical. Would you return to Verizon if? So we're going to go over the poll results from all of those questions. I'm going to give you guys the breakdown. We're going to see if there's something substantially different about the different categories and what exactly may be ailing Verizon within the consumer space. So we've had some loud, speakers, those replying in comments about the issues with Verizon. Let's see if the problems are as wide scale and as big as they're saying it is. So let's go over those things in this video. There will be timestamps down below within the video, and also I'll put them in the description box for you guys to kind of move about and check those things out. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's look at everything that you guys had to say and how the votes broke down. All right, so the basic premise of this video is to find out what's really wrong with Verizon. Right? There's a lot of negative consumer sentiments going around. A very large group of disgruntled customers have been speaking loudly within the comments of my videos, as well as in live streams and podcasts. So some of the things that they mentioned: network-related concerns, lack of upgrades, slow data performances, those types of things. Also, customer care was one of the issues as well. There were some customer care-related concerns, lack of, fixes and billings and returns being problematic. Other things including plans, 5G Ultrawide not included in all plans, and the pricing of the plans, the cost of an unlimited plan. So we got tons of votes on all these different questions, and I'm going to put them all up on the screen, starting first with network performance. So the question was posed here on the YouTube community tab: if the Verizon wireless network improved substantially, would you go back to them as your mobile service provider? 472 votes. Big shout out to the SMT Nation for voting on that poll. All right. 53% said yes, and 47% said no. All right. On Twitter, it wasn't all that different. Right? If the Verizon network improves substantially, would you go back to them as your mobile service provider? 52% said yes, 48% said no, 257 votes on the Twitter side. So not that much of a big deal, right? If we're talking about congestion, if we're talking about data-related issues, calls and texts not going through, according to these results, not that big of a deal. Root metrics, both in the state and the metro level, show that, Verizon is quite reliable. And they're spending tons of money on their infrastructure and their fiber and their tower upgrades. So really, I can't say that this is that substantial, right? It almost kind of looks like it's split down the middle, a little bit favoring the side that some people would go back. So that's an interesting find first. The next question I asked in a poll, and both in kind of like the same setup: if Verizon Wireless substantially improved the customer care at the company, would you consider going back as a customer? On the YouTube side, 461 votes, shout out to the SMT Nation. 43% said yes. 57% said no. All right, let's see how the Twitter side responds to this question. The Twitter side came back a little bit different. 52% said yes. 48% said no. 150 votes brought in there. So that's an interesting difference, different between the YouTube community and the Twitter community. So maybe the Twitter community maybe having more issues with customer care that kind of impacted their experience and their response. But for the most part, would I call this a substantial, variation between the two outcomes? Not really. I think the YouTube side is a little bit more telling. They're basically saying here is that, if the customer care would improve, they're still not going back. That's kind of concerning. So I don't know if the conclusion there is people are just so angry that they refuse to go back, or it's just not that big of an issue to the people with respect to how important customer care is to where they spend their money. What do you guys think that is? What do you think is more likely the case? That people don't care about customer service all that much, or they have so much venom that even if they improved customer care, their negative experiences in the past have a profound impact on this decision? Let me know in the comment section. Tell me what you think about that. The next question we polled the SMT Nation on: if Verizon Wireless included 5G Ultra Wideband, which is C-band and millimeter wave, if they were to include 5G Ultra Wideband on the entry-level unlimited plan, right, their entry-level plans, would you consider going back to them as a wireless customer? 603 votes. Big shout out to the SMT Nation. 54% said yes. 46% said no. Let's check out the Twitter community and see what they had to say. On the Twitter side, 53.5% said yes. 46.5% said no. All right, so that looks pretty similar. Not much of a difference between those numbers. Very, very close. So reflective of the YouTube community, as is the Twitter community. All right, so, it looks like that's pretty much a big deal, to the customers who maybe have left Verizon because of a specific type of network access. 5G Ultra Wideband, the C-band and the millimeter wave, is absolutely the best capacitive part of the Verizon network. Their legendary LTE network is very large. It's very expansive across the country, and it's been reliable for a very long time. But it is the unique access on the network. The 5G UW offers, 4K unlimited types of resolution and streaming. It doesn't count against your data allotments and get metered. So there's all these great things that it brings to the table. And there are people who would probably love full support for it on their Start Unlimited plan, or on their, Welcome Unlimited plan, or whatever their plans are that don't include it, right? So we know that T-Mobile doesn't discriminate against types of 5G, neither does AT&T. So Verizon continuing to hold on to that appears to be a pain point for a lot of people. All right, so that looks pretty substantial. But I will note that it was the second most important factor to the nation in terms of returning as a customer. Now, for the last one, this one is the elephant in the room. All right, this has to do with plan pricing. This probably includes like total cost and price of the plan access, but probably also includes considerations of value, what they get for the cost. All right, so I asked the question to the nation: if Verizon Wireless offered better pricing for their plans, would you consider going back to them as a wireless customer? The nation spoke. 564 votes. 67% said yes. 33% said no. That is quite the overwhelming result, or I should say all the other polls that we ran on the YouTube community tab. Let's take a look at the Twitter side. The Twitter side was almost identical, coming in at yes, 63%, and no for 37% with 165 votes. So that's a very interesting finding. My conclusion here is that the plan pricing appears to be the most important factor when thinking whether or not someone would return to Verizon. It basically tells me that if customers were leaving Verizon, it was probably because of pricing. And if they return as a Verizon customer that previously left, it would be because of improved pricing. So not to discount anyone's own personal anecdotal experience, and not to say this is all very definitive. Obviously, this is a very informal survey of sorts, but it is clear there is a difference for all these things. The network performance does not appear to be that dramatic of a factor. The customer care does not really seem to be all that important of a factor, possibly. The plan access, not really that important of a factor. Those three polls that we ran first were very close. This is the one that has the disparity, the plan pricing. So we can say with some certainty, plan pricing is very important to people who have left Verizon and have yet to return to Verizon, but would consider going back if the pricing at Verizon and the structure of the pricing would change. So that takes us to our final conclusion. What can we now say about the Verizon customer those that have, come and gone and have yet to return. They're only basically willing to go back to Verizon if the pricing improves. That seems to be the most important factor. The others are obviously factors people voted, but clearly the pricing is the most important thing. And of course, Verizon just changed their pricing structure with their new My Plan. We'll see if that resonates with people. We'll see if it causes customers to go back. Right? Verizon says that it's going to improve their net adds. They say that a lot of people are going to leave their old plans to take these plans. We'll see if that is indeed the case. But if the people's sentiments are as they say it is, cost and pricing is important. Verizon just dropped pricing. We'll see if they've dropped it enough to make people want to go back. All right, so sound off in the comments section. Let me know what you guys think of these results. Let me know what you think type of factors have gone into these considerations. And also share your personal experiences. If you left Verizon, who did you leave for and why did you go there? Was it the pricing? Was it the customer care? Was it the network access? Was it the overall experience on the network? Let me know. Comment down below. You are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. SMT Nation, let me tell you a little bit about our partner, Mint Mobile. You guys know the Fox. You've seen the commercials. You know what they're about. They're about great value, giving you excellent customer care, and helping you save money. In fact, probably the most impressive thing about this brand and about this partnership that we have is that we've got promotional opportunities for you to take advantage of deflation. We're going to help you save money, so listen up. So typically, what Mint Mobile does is offer a great deal in wireless service. They sell lines for as low as $15 per month. But what they're doing now with the deflation promotion is they're going to charge you $15 for any of their 4 plans, whether it's the entry-level plan, the 10 gig, the 15 gig, or what I would encourage you to try is the unlimited plan. All of them, $15 per month. So the same price for any plan. Just think about how much money you'll be saving and the value in that pricing. So go ahead and use our partner link. It's in the description. We welcome you to the movement. Activate a SIM. You could do eSIM, physical SIM. They'll ship you one. Folks, take advantage of this opportunity. You can't beat this price. The legendary customer care. The partner link in the description will help you unlock those savings. http://mintmobile.com/Sneed. Link in the description. Use it. You'll save money and you'll be helping out the channel.